Hi everyone, in this video we are going over questions 1 to 5 of ACER's Pink booklet, which is also called Practice Test 3. As always, feel free to send me an email or go to the website if you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, or you need some extra help. Okay, so this is a passage that strikes fear into the heart of many students because it is a Freud passage. Look, it's actually not that bad when you sort of break it down and simplify it. But I might do another video on it where I go through this in more detail. So go to the website if you're interested in that and you want updates as to when all those things are coming out. Okay, so question 1, before we actually go into the text, just have a look at the answer options and try and simplify them down. So answer option A is the latent and the manifest content are separated. So L for latent and then M for manifest, and then that squiggle down the middle is just me trying to separate the two of them. Answer option B, the latent and the manifest content are reconciled. So I'm just going to do latent and manifest, and they've reconciled, so they're going to be in a big love heart. C, the manifest content is changed into the latent content. And D, the latent content is changed into the manifest content. So once you do it like that, it actually becomes really easy. So here's the quote you need to look at. The entire sum of the transforming processes which have changed the latent dream thought into the manifest dream is called the dream work. Okay? So what's happened? We've gone the latent dream into the manifest dream, and this whole thing is called dream work. So hopefully it should be quite obvious that the answer is D. Question 2. The latent content of a dream is best described as. So what do we have? So we've changed the latent dream thought into the manifest dream, which is called the dream work, as we just went over. The function of the dream work, a structure of thoughts which has been built up during the day and not brought to settlement, which is called a day remnant, clings firmly even. So what is the latent content? The latent content is, so it goes latent to manifest, which is called dream work. And then the function of dream work is to settle thoughts that have built up during the day. That's the function, to settle thoughts. So therefore, the latent content is described as the residue of the day, which is A. Question 3. The function of dream work is to, again, it's a very similar question. So sometimes ACER does this where they have two questions back to back, which are effectively testing the same thing, testing have you understood the passage. So the function of dream work is to, as we just said, to settle thoughts from the day, this bit brought to settlement. And in this way, it is rendered harmless to sleep. So therefore, the answer is B, settle thoughts from the day. Question 4, again, sort of as above, as you see, lots of these questions are just assessing the same thing. Dream work casts a day remnant in the form of a wish as to, again, same thing. If we look up here, transform into a dream by dream work, and in this way is rendered harmless to sleep. So what is the goal? It is to facilitate sleep. Facilitate sleep, which is answer option C. So for question 4, the answer option is C. Okay, so do you see how for, what is it, question 2, 3, 4, they're all just assessing kind of the same idea. So once you've got that idea down, you can answer 3 questions in about 5 seconds. Okay, now finally question 5, a dream, which is assessing something a bit different. A dream creating wish for adults is. So let's go to lines 16 and 17 and let's break it down. So What I like to do is when you're sort of comparing stuff, make a table. So we're told we have a dream creating wish for children and a dream creating wish for adults. So what are we told? Um, it teaches us that with children, a fond wish left from the waking state suffices to evoke a dream, which is coherent and sensible, but always short and easily recognizable. So, as in, what it's saying is that in a child, if they, go to Disneyland for the day and then as they go to bed, their dream is probably going to be about Disneyland because all their thoughts about the day were around Disneyland. And then they're going to dream about Disneyland. Kind of makes sense. It's recognizable where that idea came from. And easily recognizable as a wish fulfillment. So it's a wish fulfillment. Or if it's the Christmas Eve and it's the day before Christmas, a child is going to go to sleep and maybe they'll dream about Christmas Day because it's very easily recognizable and it's what they're wishing for. However, in the case of adults, the universally valid condition for the dream creating wish seems to be that the latter should appear foreign to conscious thinking. That is, it should be a repressed wish, or that it should supply consciousness with reinforcement from unknown sources. So what does that mean? It means that in adults, you might have a dream and then wake up and be like, where in the world did that dream come from? Like that made absolutely no sense given the we know what's happened to me during the day. Why in the world was I dreaming about that random thing? You can't figure it out. Whereas children, they might go to sleep and dream about, like I said, Disneyland, which makes sense because they were just at Disneyland. And this is just Freud's argument. I don't actually know if this is what happens in reality. This is the argument he's putting forward. Okay. Um, So now let's go back to question 5. So a dream creating wish for adults is A, is it evident? No, that is what it is for children. It's recognizable. So that's answer option A, which is wrong. B, disguised. Yes, that's correct because it should be unknown. So the answer option B is correct. Fragmented, no, and then indecipherable. No. Okay. So that is why the answer option is B. And I think just with this one, make sure you're answering from the adult's perspective, not the child's perspective. Because as you can see, one of those, um, actually, I guess two of those, fragmented as well, are from the child's perspective. So always just make sure you're paying attention to what perspective you need to be answering the question from. Okay, hopefully that will help to make Freud seem a little bit less scary. But as always, send me an email if you have any more questions.